Hello, this is Atsushi from Sashi.co. I believe many people would like to know how to make even stitches in Sashiko. To answer the question, I have a kind of proverb that I always tell my friends in my workshops. When you try to make even stitches, you may not be able to. When you stop judging the result and focus on the process, then the stitches will be even. I use an example of slicing the onion to explain what the rhythmical stitching is like. I hope the series of my videos will give you a hint to grasp this proverb. In this video, I would like to explain why stitching on the fabric with certain sized stitches lying pre-printed is not my preference. An example is on the video right now. The horizontal line has stitches sized lying pre-printed. Well, in this case, I prepared it by myself since I don't have one. The purpose of this video is not to criticize other Sashiko stitchers on YouTube or other platforms. I just want to share how we enjoy Sashiko stitching without focusing on the result. I am not saying that everyone should enjoy Sashiko as we do. What I'm trying to say here is that it does not require so much time to stitch like we do. Many people have learned the technique through our videos, workshop, and online class. I am trying to mimic one style of Sashiko stitching I can find on YouTube. The style is holding the needle with the thumb, index finger, and the middle fingers, and trying to control the needle's tip to meet the stitches guide, which is the dot on the horizontal line here. Please pardon my clumsy work since I do not have much experience in this style. I believe many people stitch with looking on the front side of the fabric, starting the stitches from the back side, which is hiding side, with making a knot at the end of the thread. Then come up and follow the stitches pre-printed with very good attention. Some advice to keep the stitches on the needles as we move the needles forward. I feel as if I am enjoying a form of embroidery here. I would probably make a great benefit from using the embroidery hoop if I keep stitching like this. It is difficult to align the excessive fabric and I need to carefully pay attention and control where the needles goes in and comes out. Every time I try to do this method in Sashiko, I experience the hard time relaxing my hand. When it is a regular embroidery, I can relax and see the image and then stitch. However, in Sashiko, since the stitches are simply on the single line, I feel the pressure to neatly cover the printed stitches. I am a bit embarrassed here, so I will fast forward the video. Again, please be advised that I am not criticizing the other Sashiko stitches. Obviously, I am not well experienced in this method. However, there are some reasons why many Sashiko artisans in the history did not have the stitch-sized line pre-printed on the fabric. I hope this video introduces a piece of that information. After one line of Sashiko stitching with this posture, my hands were very tense and I got tired. I will continue stitching with switching the posture to the one I share and teach. Well, I'm used to this method. I can stitch faster and more even. The point is that I'm not paying so much attention to making beautiful stitches. When we do not focus on making even stitches, the line with stitches sized dots printed is merely an obstacle. The goal is to be on the rhythm, not to try to make the even stitches by controlling the needle with focusing on the stitches with both your eyes and hands. So I summarize it to 4 reasons that I prefer rhythmical stitching rather than stitching on the stitches sized dot pre-printed fabric. The result of even stitches is the first reason that I do not prefer the pattern printed fabric. It is challenging to keep concentrated to make even stitches when I focus on the printed stitches sized dot pattern. If it is a matter of 30 minutes or so, I may be able to keep it up. However, I do Sashiko for more than a few hours, sometimes more than 24 hours. It is almost impossible for me to keep concentrated for more than 1 hour for anything. Since I cannot keep my concentration for more than 1 hour for anything, I do not concentrate on stitching when I enjoy Sashiko. Instead, by focusing on the process and the movement, because I do not pay attention to make the stitches even, I can make the even stitches as the result. The second reason is as important as the first one. I would like to decide the size of the stitches based on the project I am working on. When I see the stitches size dot printed pattern, I feel like, why does it tell me what to do in Sashiko? With the same posture, I can make any size of stitches as I wish. On the denim where I need good visuals, I make bigger stitches. When I need to present more sophisticated stitches to make the smaller pattern, then I make the stitches smaller. The stitches I make represent who I am as the Sashiko artisan. It is good to have a guide on the stitching, but at the same time, I do not want anybody to tell me the size of stitches. Similarly, I want everybody to be creative in enjoying the process and finding their own stitches. The third reason is that I can focus on the other things while not focusing on Sashiko stitching. The Sashiko live streaming on this YouTube channel is a good example. I do not focus on stitching much, and therefore I can stitch and talk simultaneously. I believe the original scenery of Sashiko is like this. Sashiko was the Japanese ordinary stitching to survive through the severe winter. In between the difficult days, I imagine the women got together and stitched with sharing their similar circumstances. In that gathering, I believe, they stitched and focused on talking, which is probably mainly complaining, not focusing on the stitching itself for making the beautiful stitches. With stitching and talking, in the process of not worrying about the result, not judging the evenness of stitching, I feel that I'm following the Sashiko that Japanese had practiced in a few hundred years ago. The fourth reason is kind of abstract and kind of linked to the third reason. When I do not talk while stitching, and when I decided to not to watch the TV or listen to the music while stitching, I feel I can empty my mind relatively easily. Sashiko is not difficult, but it cannot be done with one hand. It always requires two hands moving all the time. No one can use the smartphone for quick research while stitching with two hands. It is quite difficult to have the visual information to input, and therefore I can empty my mind with focusing on nothing while stitching. I feel like this is a similar mind of state to Zen. Zen teaches us that the truth cannot be explained fully by word, only by practicing it. I feel it from time to time. Also, I have heard from my students that they understand what I meant by actually experiencing it while practicing Sashiko. Sashiko is getting popular as the de-stressor. It is very true. Therefore, in order to enhance its byproduct, I would like to share the importance of learning the posture. I hope this video explains the reasons why I am so passionate in sharing the Sashiko with the method we practice. Sashiko is a simple form of stitching and anyone can do it. However, there are many stories behind why and how. It would be great if you could care to learn the basics and tradition as well. As I mentioned in the beginning, the series of videos on this channel shares a great amount of information. On top of that, if you would like to learn Sashiko efficiently and comprehensively, please consider taking the Sashiko online class. it will help us as well. In this Sashiko online class and in-person workshop whenever I can offer, I share how you can achieve this posture and movement which we call unshin. It is not difficult at all. I believe everyone can do it. However, since everyone's hand is different in their own shape, personal attention may be necessary. One may find the rhythm and posture by watching our stitching. That's what I did for many decades. The online class and workshop is the comprehensive lessons to share what I learned in these 20 years or so. Therefore, it is efficient and easy to learn. Some students we call friends can stitch as fast as I do in a matter of a few months when they follow the direction carefully and focus on the rhythm instead of focusing on the result. For some Japanese like me, Sashiko is more than a trendy word in crafting or fashion. It has been our life, and it was our ancestors' originally. Your understanding and support is very much appreciated. Thank you for watching.